Good day and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Monday, the 16th of June 2025. I'm Bernard Chele, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. Senator Jemason Timba speaks on his and other activists' arrests last year while commemorating Day of the African Child. Youths urged to take a leaf from the Soweto uprising. Opposition urged to form a political organization as ZANU-PF triumph in by-elections. Now let's delve into the detailed stories. Today marks exactly a year since the arrest of 79 opposition members who were commemorating Day of African Child at Senator Jemason Timba's residence. The 79 who went on to spend more than 5 months in prison in pre-trial detention. Speaking today, Senator Timba said the brutality on him and the others shows oppression and injustice, no color, and that he will continue fighting these injustices till his last breath. Let's hear him speaking.
Exactly 1 year to the day, today June 16, which is the day of the African child, I was arrested and incarcerated for 5 months for hosting a commemoration of this important day in Africa's liberation history. My arrest was a stark reminder of what Father Zimbabwe Dr. Joshua Nkomo once said: a nation can win freedom without its people being free. My arrest with 78 other comrades, including my son, whose only crime was to be born of me, was a betrayal of the memory of young people who stood up to oppression in South Africa on that fateful day. The brutality of the law enforcement agents on the day was also reminiscent of June 16, 1976 Soweto uprising. What is clear to me and others is that dictatorship and/or authoritarianism, oppression and injustice know no color. For this reason, I will fight these wherever I find them till my last breath. I will not be silenced by any mortal.
Zimbabwean youths have been urged to emulate the anti-apartheid heroes of the 1976 Soweto uprising. This was said by opposition official Stephen Sakos Chuma, who urged the youths of Zimbabwe to conquer fear and fight Emmerson Mnangagwa's dictatorship, which he likened to apartheid government. Chuma said,
Yes, today is June 16, the Day of African Child, the day where we commemorate anti-apartheid heroes of 1976 who dared to challenge the system of apartheid in South Africa and were killed by that regime. But here in Zimbabwe, we want to urge young people to take a leaf from the heroes of 1976 who were very young people, school children, who dared to challenge the system of oppression. And we are calling upon young people in Zimbabwe to take a leaf from those heroes and also challenge dictatorship and injustice in this country. We've seen a situation where people are not allowed to do gatherings. We've seen a situation where people are being abducted, where people are being put into prison in pretrial detention circumstances. This is similar to what was happening in South Africa, apartheid government. So we call upon young people to dare to challenge the regime of the day, to dare to challenge Emmerson Mnangagwa's regime and speak against abuses that are currently happening and speak for democracy.
Political analysts have urged the opposition led by Advocate Nelson Chamisa to move with pace and form a political organization to dismantle ZANU-PF from power. This comes after ZANU-PF candidates emerged victorious in Gutu East and in Caesar North, where they won with wide margins against independent candidates. Political analyst Simba Mkori said the opposition led by Advocate Chamisa must regroup, organize and challenge ZANU-PF hegemony, Mukori said. We also spoke to another citizen on what he thinks about the Gutu East by-election. Let's hear him speaking.
Pasarudzo dzakaitika kuGutu East uku panga pane big margin yacho yanga yakakura zvakanyanya zvokungoti ZANU-PF inongoratidza kuti yanga ingori yega muground especially kana pasina zita rekuti Chamisa. But that turnout inotitaurira kuti ikokoko opposition inotora ground. Opposition inotora ground, especially kana papinda President Chamisa. And imagine yakadyiwa naGoneso nemaresults iwo pache zvava vakatora. Paanalysis dzandakaita zvangu ndega inini 2000 something votes dzavakaita ivo vari independent, vasina vakazvimiririra, vasina president kumberi, vasina kansela wakanga achiva anga ari behind kwavari, vasina president ari behind kwavari. Izvozvo izvo vakarwisa vakasenza, zvinoreva kuti ground vakasenza. But for the next coming up election, kukapinda candidate inenge ina president Nelson Chamisa, Good East is obvious kuti inoenda. Not Good East chete, but ma constituents akawanda. Because panoti Chamisa ndo pane nyaya yake, ndo pane nyaya, ndo pane candidate. Saka vanhu vanozongoti zvavo havangarege zvavo muvengi achita zvaanoda, anofanira kuti akwikwidzwe, anofanira kuti azive kuti ane maopponents. Saka hatingavashora anaGoneso kuti vakakwikwidzwa vari maindependent, vaigodiwo vachida kunge vachida kukwikwidzwawo, nokuti muvengi anofanira kuziva kuti ane mukwikwidzo wake ari kuita sei, ari kumukwikwidzwa. Saka handingavashore zvangu aGoneso nepavakatoita ipapo, but it's a simple sign inoratidza kuti he is coming. Vari kuuya muground, especially kumberi kwakangoita advocate Nelson Chamisa. aGoneso ground vanotora Good East macitizens anotora.
Back to our top story, we spoke to some of the ex-detainees arrested on the 16th of June 2024, who include Langton Manaka, Ronald Ondongwa, Nicole Chabata, and Ridi Mandizhidza, to tell us their reflections of the day of arrest and the way forward in the struggle.
Today we celebrate the Day of the African Child. On 16 June 1976, around 10,000 black school children marched through the streets of Soweto, South Africa, to protest the poor quality of their education and demand their right to be taught in their own language. The protest was met with violence, resulting in the deaths of hundreds of students and injuries to over 1,000. The day was established in 1991. The Organization of African Unity, now the African Union, established the Day of the African Child to honor the memories of the students who lost their lives during the Soweto uprising and to recognize the courage of those who fought for their right to education. The purpose of the day serves as a reminder of the ongoing challenges faced by African children, including limited access to quality education, child labor, and violence. It also highlights the importance of promoting children's rights and welfare across the continent. This day is of very importance in my life, as it is the same day I was arrested last year in 2024 and falsely charged with trumped-up charges together with Senator Jameson Shizai Timber and 77 others. Hashtag the Avondale 78. I was denied bail 3 times and subjected to brutal treatment by police, including forced to jump into a swimming pool with my mobile phone, and sustained a foot injury. Sleeping without blankets in cold winter for several days at Harare Remand Prison. Lastly, my fellow Zimbabweans, it's not yet Uhuru, as the regime of Mnangagwa has collapsed the education system, the health system, the violation of fundamental human rights, poor economic administration, just to mention a few. The regime is very brutal, dictatorial, and bloodthirsty. But soon, we'll dance to the wave of change in new great Zimbabwe under the noble leadership of President of the People, Advocate Nelson Chamisa.
Today, the 16th of June 2025, marks the first anniversary since the time I was brutally attacked by the police. I was tortured and butchered by the Zimbabwe Republic Police. This happened in Avondale West at Senator Jameson Timber's residence. Today, I am celebrating my release, my freedom from the hands of the Zimbabwe Prison Service. Today is the day that I will always remember. For everything happening in my life today is as a result of my arrest on the 16th of June 2024. Because of today, I lost my job from the government of Zimbabwe as a teacher. My suffering today is as a result of my arrest. On the day in question, I was beaten to a pulp that my artificial limb, my artificial leg did break. I am really touched. I am really stressed out because my life had a U-turn because of my arrest. After this arrest, I stayed for almost 6 months in Harare prison for a charge for a crime that I did not commit. I do not understand why the regime is treating me in such a way. I am a disabled teacher, but now lost the job simply because I was arrested for commemorating the Day of the African Child.
Greetings to you all. My name is Nicole Chabata. Today I remember 16 June 2024, the day I was arrested at just 18, not for any crime, but for standing up for what I believed in. The state chose repression over fairness and fear over truth, but they didn't break me. They shaped a voice that is not going to be silenced. We are the future and we rise stronger. Thank you.
Ndokwasai mwiri yeZimbabwe. Zita ndinonzi Gushungo Redeemed Brooklyn Mandizvidza. Muyouth aripo pamwe chete neboka remacitizens anotenda mutungamiri waachamisa. Tichiuya mukati mezuva ranhasi kuti ndikuoneseiwo maererano nenyaya ya16 June 2024 yekusungwa kwavatimba anova mutungamiri wedu pari zvino nevamwe 77. Panguva yatakasungwa yakanga iri nguva yekurwadziwa yekuchema, apo takanga tiri vanhu vainyimwa mishonga, vainyimwa rubatsiro runoita kuti tipore mushure mekunge tarohwa zvakanyanyisa nezvakasimbarara nemapurisa avo vaimira mudare redzimhosva vachitaura kuti hatina kumboita zvinhu zvakadaro, asi isu takanga tarohwa, takanga tatyorwa nekukanganiswa utano hwedu. Jeri haisi nzvimbo yakajairika kunyanya kana ukasungirwa muZimbabwe. Vanhu havana mwoyo wekuda kuchengeta vanhu, zvekuti zvikafu zvatinopiwa nemishonga yatinofanira kuwana asi zvese zvatinoshuvira kuti zvinge zvakadaro, asi zvakatipa simba nemuono wekumberi wekuti zvinhu zvinofanira kuti zvinake, ende kwete kuti zvinakire vashoma asi zvinakire tese. Shuviro yedu ndeyekuti kusungwa kwatakaita kunotipa mvumo yekuti tirambe tine simba rekumira kana tichinongedzera kuti izvi hatizvidi, izvi hatizvidi, izvi tinoda izvi, tinoda izvi. Tine migwagwa inoda kugadzirwa, tine utano hunoda kudzoserwa kuvanhu kuburikidza nemishonga muzvipatara, nekuonekwa nekurapwa kwevanhu vakatitenderedza munyika ino. Tine miitiro yatinoshuvirawo kuti even vana vezvikoro nevamwe vakasiyana-siyana vari mumapazi akasiyana-siyana ehurumende vawanewo chiremerera chavo, kunyanya-nyanya vakaita madzidzisi vasiri kupiwa dzimari dzinopawo chiremerera kwavari, vasatritwe sevasikana nevakomana vebasa kana vemombe vanongopiwa mari yekungonzi chero waita, asi vakwanise kuzivikanwawo zvekare kuti vanhu vanounza pundutso mukati menyika ino. Saka zuva iri ra16 June rinotirangaridza zvikuru kuti tinofanira kunge tiri vanhu vakashinga, ende rinofanira kuramba richitipusha kuti nerimwe zuva tichava vanhu vanosununguka. Ukaona hurumende isina hana yekusvika pakusunga vanhu vanopfuura 50 zvinoratidza kuti vanhu ivavo havana mvumo oro havana chiremerera chekuramba vari pachigaro nekusingaperi. Tichasununguka nerimwe zuva. Tatenda.
Siemara also spoke to Senator Amai Bongai Tome, the opposition's pillar of strength and chief of the welfare bureau, who made sure all the prisoners were fed and their families looked after while they were in prison since the arrest on the 16th of June 2024. Here's what she had to say.
16 June marks the Day of the African Child, a commemoration of the Soweto uprising in South Africa, where thousands of black school children protested against poor quality education, and they also demanded to be taught in their own language. This pivotal event in 1976 resulted in deaths of hundreds of young students and injuries to many more. So we honor the bravery and sacrifices of the students who fought for their right to quality education, and also maybe to raise awareness about the ongoing challenges African children face in accessing quality education. And we would also want to celebrate our own people in Zimbabwe. Yeah, this particular day, we commemorate the day when Senator J.Z. Timber and the Avondo 78 were arrested when they had gathered to celebrate this special day. They were in custody at Remand Prison for almost 6 months, and also at Chikurubi Female Prison, where we had the females. Among them, we remember Nicole Chabata, who was due to write her examinations, but failed to do so because of this incarceration. She's actually going to write this year. We also have Maureen Dana, who was nursing a baby in custody, and yeah, it was terrible for her. And then Tabudzema Kokoro, who suffered a leg fracture and also lost a child whilst she was in custody, and she was not even allowed to go and mourn a child. And up to now, she's still going to court for trial. Yeah, the regime is evil. They continue to punish these 78 people. Indeed, it's a special day in the history of the struggle for a better Zimbabwe. Millions of African children still lack access to quality education due to poverty, conflict, and other challenges. Especially even in Zimbabwe, we still have a lot of children who are not going to school because they cannot even afford to pay school fees. The Day of the African Child serves as a reminder of the importance of education and the need for collective action to ensure all children can reach their full potential. By commemorating this day, we can work towards creating a brighter future for African children and promoting their rights and welfare. Thank you so much for giving me this time.
Opposition MP candidate Chirumanzu in the 2023 general elections, Honorable Patrick Cheza, expressed concern over weaponization of law by ZANU-PF MP Barbara Rodzi to stifle his meetings, including family gatherings. This comes after the police and CIO tried to ban birthday celebrations of his grandmother, Taruza Maruana, on Saturday. Honorable Cheza said it is concerning that each time he holds gatherings at his residence in Chirumanzu, state agents are sent to instill fear on villagers. Let's hear Honorable Cheza speaking.
On Wednesday, I was approached by the CIO that came to my house wanting to see me. Over and above some allegations that they came with them trying to inquire what is going to be happening on Saturday the 14th. I mentioned to the guys that we were celebrating the birth of my grandmother, who turned 112 on Saturday the 14th. And a day before the celebrations, I was approached, or we have got the CIO being led by the officer in charge, law and order, Gweru, coming to my house to deliver a message to me that I should stop the celebrations because they've heard some rumors. Nonetheless, those people that he had asked them to come and tell me to stop, they never even bothered to ask me what is happening. They made their decisions based on gossip. I refused to be intimidated and told them that they need to go and tell their superiors that I'm going to go ahead with the birthday, because there is no law that stops birthday celebrations and celebrating life. There is no law. So we went ahead, but the operation that is there, especially the intimidation that the law enforcement agents wants to give to people that live in the rural areas, they think that they can manage to be to be pushovers. We can't be pushovers, no. Especially myself, I'm determined to see the people living in the rural areas enjoy the so-called a life. There is no independence if we are deprived from celebrating life, which leads me to the thinking that if I happen to pass away, to be promoted, to go to glory, and if people then gather to bid their farewells to myself, people will be stopped from doing so. So we're going to continue doing the needful. Yes, every Zimbabwean has got a right to meet, associate, and etc. But these rights are being squashed by the so-called CIOs, who should be safeguarding and protecting people. And their duty is not to intimidate, but they are being used as an arm of the state, which is wrong. We will continue to soldier on and fight for the needful.
Former Zimbabwe National Army commander and the now Minister of Sports Anselm Sanyatwe has received serious backlash from citizens after his recent praise of corruption accused Kudakwashe Tagwirei as patriotic. Sanyatwe heaped praise to Tagwirei for Command Agriculture, which he said ended hunger. Former legislator Honorable Eric Gono said Command Agriculture was another vehicle for looting by Tagwirei, as villagers in most parts of the country still depend on donor food aid. Let's hear from Honorable Gono.
I think the whole country was disappointed yesterday by the utterances by the Minister for Sports, Mr. Sanyatwe. Many people had so much hope and faith in this former military man as probably one of the people that are in a position to be disciplined enough to accept that there is rampant corruption in Zimbabwe. But everyone was shocked yesterday when he was showering praises to one of the most corrupt accused persons in this country, in Kuda Tagwirei. It's very disappointing that the people that, part of the people that the majority of Zimbabweans expect to be part of the solution are actually at the center of problems. And he went on further to even declare that ZANU-PF is never going to be removed from power, undermining the democratic principles and the liberation struggle of this country. So it hits even worse when it's coming from a military man, someone that we expect to be rational, someone that we expect to be disciplined, someone that we expect to want to fulfill the founding goals of the liberation struggle. For someone to come and tell us that Command Agriculture was something from heaven, it's absolute nonsense, and the people of Zimbabwe are very bitter and angry at Mr. Sanyatwe, especially after so much was expected out of him as a disciplined military man.
Veteran trade unionist Obed Masaraure has slammed Zimbabwe Republic Police ZRP for using MOPA as a weapon to deny citizens their rights to freedom of association and assembly. Masaraure's comments comes after the police blocked a sporting tournament to celebrate Father's Day yesterday. He said Zimbabwe needs a national transitional authority that will lead to reforms in every facet. President Nelson Chamisa has created anxiety and euphoria amongst his supporters after revealing that he will be releasing his book titled Citizenocracy, Leadership by and for the People. Meanwhile, opposition politician Job Scala said all is set for the launch of his own book, Footprints in the Chains. The book will be launched in Harare on 27 June and Bulawayo on 4 July. Former cabinet minister and G40 kingpin Walter Mzembe, who came back to the country from exile last week, was on Friday arrested by ZAC officials. Mzembe, who appeared in court today in Harare, has a warrant of arrest after skipping court when he was in exile. Critics are, however, skeptical about the arrest after Mzembe held a meeting with Emerson Mnangagwa before his arrest. Many believe Mzembe's arrest is another act where ZANU-PF officials are arrested as a publicity stunt against corruption, only to be let free thereafter. Meanwhile, the court hearing will continue tomorrow. Now let's take a look at our sports news. In the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League, Harare Giants Dynamos remain in relegation zone after playing a 1-1 draw against Bikita Minerals on Saturday. Here are full results of matches played over the weekend. Capes United 1, Chicken Inn 0. Ngezi Platinum 1, Manika Diamonds 1. FC Platinum 4, ZPC Kariba 0. Yada 1, Herentals 0. Greenfield 0, Te 1 1. Highlanders 2, Simba Bora 3. Triangle 2, Moors 2. Scotland 1, Kwekwe United 0. The Club World Cup kicked off on Friday with Africa's Al Ahly drawing 0-0 against Lionel Messi's Inter Miami. In other matches played, Bayern Munich beat Auckland City 10-0, PSG beat Atletico Madrid 4-0, Palmeiras drew 0-0 against Porto, and Botafogo beat Seattle Sounders 2-1. To conclude our Citizens Movement Radio News, here are the headlines once more. Senator Jemason Timber speaks on his and other activists' arrest last year while commemorating Day of the African Child. Youths urged to take a leaf from the Soweto uprising. Opposition urged to form a political organization as ZANU-PF triumph in by-elections. The news on CMRA English. I'm Bernard Stele. Me and the whole team wishes you all a good night.